That's a fantastic question, Congressman. I was not involved in the border side of discussions with DHS and what may have, the information that may have flowed from our Latin American friends throughout the region. But one thing I will say that I heard one of my colleagues say is that migrants would be better off in Port-au-Prince than they were under that bridge, and they're not. That's how bad Port-au-Prince is. They had real tents and they're under a bridge in Port-au-Prince. It's under the hot sun with no.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. It looks, in America, it's shocking to the American people that it's essentially a third world country under a bridge in Del Rio, Texas. But let me ask you this then. From the photographs I saw and the information that I got from the DHS about those folks, particularly under that bridge, the majority of them apparently being people originally of Haitian origin, but many of them, maybe the majority of them, coming from South America. In other words, not coming directly from Haiti and then up through Central America and Mexico to Del Rio, but literally coming from South America. Do you see that as appropriate? Why would they have left South America? They weren't in Haiti. I understand Port-au-Prince is dangerous, and look, we've got more kids killed in Chicago or shot in Chicago than we do have children that have died from COVID. So, look, I'm not saying it's an optimal situation, obviously, but I would like you to speak to the fact that these folks weren't coming, many of them, essentially probably the majority, of not coming directly from Haiti, but coming from South America. Do they have a right to come to the United States of America and cross illegally? And was that an appropriate action on their part? I can't hear you, Ambassador.
Ambassador, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Obviously, we want all intending migrants to follow our immigration laws. However, many of those from South America left after the 2010 earthquake, representatives, and found with COVID and economic slowdowns, they didn't have jobs. Racism is difficult in some of the Latino countries of South America, and as you said, there were noises made by the administration of softening immigration policies, which is what happened the last time we saw major Haitian immigration problem in the 80s, and it was the same reason. There was perception that it was easy to get into the U.S.
So essentially, I guess, in a way, you're saying the administration signaled that it was okay to come from South America and enter the border of the United States of America illegally, understanding that they weren't coming from Haiti directly, and they may have been employed and probably were certainly in better conditions, living conditions in South America than in Port-au-Prince. Is that about right?
To a certain extent, although I can't blame the administration for making explicit decisions because I don't think they did. But by a number of Haitian migrants getting in the preceding months, their family in South America hears about that, so that they then start the trip, and that's
so it's chain migration that we talk about, but the left always disagrees with, like it's not occurring. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Representative Titus.